forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is...
Shit's about to get freaky, I can tell.
Is this guilt I'm witnessing, Daniel? If so, blame yourself. You started this. You sent me that letter asking for help, and this is how you repay me? How dare you?
I don't think I've got anything of use. I see hammers everywhere, but I'm not gonna be able to use them. I'm just gonna have to go back and wait for something freaky to happen on her.
Deserved it, that little bitch.
Missing something somewhere. I've obviously got to figure out those levers. The thick liquid spread across his tongue, swallowed excessively to consume every drop. He looked through the window to a widespread forest and the morning sun. Will this ever end, he thought. I was thinking the same thing. What? Right, I've now been in every one of these rooms, haven't I? Nothing changed when all that freaky shit started. I think this was the only room I looked at, wasn't it? Let's go back and double check, but I ain't got the lantern on for this. I've got two, but I'm not getting into the situation I got in before. I can hear those pipes. I don't think there's anything else in this room. Did I miss something in this room?
How are things coming? I was my pupil.
Sorry.
Yes, I do take pride in that. Is it so wrong?
I can't get through there and that because the levers. I'm presuming that's the levers upstairs.
I found a Mithraeum once, one which had not been plundered. Do you know Mithraeum? I suppose it doesn't matter. It is an old thing, building temples out of caverns. The dark
Oh.
and inside are its followers. Humans watching the sky slowly turn. But the followers do have one thing to have a real sense of connection and creation. The orbs. Not many orbs are left. They sometimes consume themselves or break.
I knew it was weird I could hear those noises. Right.
I was lucky.
One, do you reckon there's going to be new freaky shit as I go back to areas I've already been in? Two, one at a time? One at a time. I know I didn't do a lot of solving of that puzzle in that, but at least I kind of know roughly where I'm going next and know what to look out for and stuff. I've got the tar for when I get some more
Find a way.
old pieces and stuff. What's this going to unleash? There we go, that's that door. Is it timed, do you think? Again, is there going to be creepy shit along the way?
Daddy, good to see you. Vile was a brave man, and dared to proceed where I did not. He unearthed a number of cavern temples, and gathered a whole collection of orbs. But, unlike every other finder since the fall of the Israel faith, he was able to unshackle the horror you and I connected with the orbs.
Water? Water? Why is there water? Sounds like I can hear water and then I can see a well. I can see a crankshaft too. What? I don't know why I would want one of those things to possibly come up yet. Unless I end up needing to go down to it, and that's my distraction. Carefully cutting the man open made him think. This is how father must feel about his craft. Being an artisan, relying on one's skill to perform something so delicate grants a certain form of pride. What is this? Nice.
How much more, Baron? How much more am I supposed to withstand? Kill me already! Kill me!
This one, prepare him.
Random spiral staircase. And then loads of doors. They've got different symbols in front of them. Yeah. They've got cages. Door number 1. Why can I hear saws? Nothing actually. What? The rapist hanged upside down, his tears soiled with blood flooding from his belly. The saw between his legs had lodged itself in the hip and wouldn't move any further. The men stepped back and waited for the victim to drain. Is that the penis saw? Oh, God. That's a piece of the orb. Wait. Oh, I obviously didn't like that one. And this is what effectively Daniel was getting into by the end of it. Though how I can see some of these as less messy, I don't really know.
Let me go, you brute! The cradle is ready.
Good.
You're a man! How can you partake
So I need to see how many
in
things he
this?
had.
Is he alright?
He is one of the wicked. Don't pay his lies any attention.
I'm not a bad man! It was an accident!
He set a man on fire.
It wasn't my fault! Why won't anyone listen? That's horrible.
Of course. We are dealing with monsters here.
Was it ironic that he called us brutes?
Please! Do anything! Whatever you want! Anything! I'll do anything! I'm innocent!
The arsonist kept crying as he was slowly lowered on and off the impaler. It didn't take much to break him. They had meant for him to die, but the torture was working beyond their expectations. It wasn't the method, it was the arsonist. He was different from the others. They could make him forget again. Jesus wept. What, no lovely picture in this one? Physics glitch. I'm so pleased. I'm probably now speaking too soon, but up to yet they haven't added actual monsters and stuff in this bit because it is freaky enough by itself. Every time I hear those flies, my skin starts to crawl. Oh, this looks particularly cool and unusual. The kidnapper sat on her knees, with her hands tied behind her back. She felt her hands being lifted and her body followed. Her shoulders gave way to the weight of her own body and cracked loudly. The suspended woman cried historically as the men contemplated their next step. So that's 3 from this side, I'm presuming. That means something's going to be waiting out there for me. So still need to go up those spiral stairs. Where is it? Or is it up here and I'm going towards my death? Stop making noises. So this is back in the original house. Seems like so long ago. Fuck off. String. Oh, I don't like these. Or them, really. Notes on torture. There are quite a few things to be said about torture. I had figured that the reaction I would get from the victims would be highly individual. Thankfully, this is not the case. The humans all have a very similar approach to dealing with physical pain and the terror of anticipation. I can't stress enough the importance of restraining the victims before proceeding. Even the most timid creature can break out in fits of violence where their strength exceeds their expected prowess. If proper care has been put into breaking the victim, this should not be a problem, but it will also hinder the effect I am after. The right steps to take are, therefore, to restrain while the victim is still dazed, processed by presenting the form of torture you are about to apply, and then continue with the actual act. The point of presentation is to infuse terror. The human mind is extremely efficient, as it will trigger itself into greater fear. simply by imagining it. While applying pain, make sure to avoid massive damage, as it will prove more efficient if the process can be sustained. Also, apply the pain in doses, if possible with breaks to let the body settle. If you are whipping or cutting the victim, strike once, wait for the pain to subdue, then strike again. As long as the body suffers, it will continue to produce the vitae and saturate the blood with its properties. Only with careful performance will the victim yield maximum effect. If the victim doesn't behave as expected, it is likely that all will be for naught. Before this happens, feed them the amnesia drink and try again later. So we've given ourselves this drink, I think. Is it you, my love, I miss the most? Is it you, my love, I miss the most? Or is it perhaps myself? I know what I have become. I am not blind. I am a monster to them. A demonic sultan perched on a dark mountain top. There is little I can do to redeem myself. The Black Eagle fears me, and after Napoleon's defeat it is only a matter of time before they will demand my head on a platter. I must remove myself from this land. This time it must work. If I can't return home now, I shall perish. This game's pretty fucked up. This now seems a long walk back to that door. I don't know what the string's for. What do you reckon the string might be for? Something died inside of him that day. Watching the man slip away was more than his mind was willing to handle. No, that was the noise I heard before. I don't know why I need to I don't know why I might need to deal with that.
Ah, you again. You seem to have found all the ore pieces used in the transfer. Go to the choir and find the rest.
You are creepy, sir. Oh, I think I just poked myself. Whoops. Whoops.
Me, powerful. Not the way I hoped for. I've done all that I can to escape this prison. But now, I use all my strength merely to stay alive.
I don't like the fact that there's a monster in a hole. It could be the same monster that was chasing us and kept killing us before, to be honest. Yay! That's what clears your sanity, solving puzzles. Apparently that was classed as solving a puzzle.
Daniel, you have gone too far. I have to stop you. I can't let you proceed any further. I'm sorry, my friend.
What? Daniel was the one that went too far.
How are things coming? You got the doors open? Good going. I knew you could do it.
Could have given me more of a fucking clue though, dick face. Agrippa channels Weyer. Weyer taunts me from the other side. I trusted him with my true reason for the efforts, and still he insists on me releasing Agrippa. How an enlightened man can show such lack of compassion in a seat of power disgusts me. I can't bring myself to part from Agrippa, and as he is and has been for many centuries, my only link to the worlds beyond. Weyer claims he tries his best to release me from my banishment, but that he needs me to give him Agrippa first so he too can help. If he could guarantee success, I would happily oblige, but how am I meant to part from him if my return might be denied? I know what they are capable of. I have seen their deception. Optimism is a most hopeless feeling, but I must retain it. I shall prepare for his release. To release Agrippa without killing him, Weyer told me to feed him a tonic made from a paralyzer, vitae and tampta. The poisonous fungi should work as a paralyzer if I can find the internal gland from a large specimen. The choir seems to be a fertile ground for this sort. I should then be able to extract its contents with the proper tools. The vitae could be extracted as usual from any agonized human victim's blood. I just need large amounts to distill it properly. Remember to collect this during the next torture session. Tampta, on the other hand, will prove more difficult. I don't think it exists in this world. Simply writing the word with these letters looks wrong. I believe it's a property of the secretion in the water-dwelling Kernk. I will have to address Weyer with this, as he will have to supply me with a host. Also, a properly prepared well should suffice to contain it. Right. So it's a Kank that's down there. A Kank. Now we know, eh? And we need to use it to harvest some stuff. In court, the Order of the Black Eagles spew their politics at each other, while I sit quietly in place, willfully forgotten. Once in a while someone will notice me and lose themselves in a silent cower before regaining their senses. They all know I am the one and the same Alexander who helped their fathers and grandfathers to found this great order. I've seen them take their fathers' places, and they too will grow old and pass away, while I remain the same. Aged, not by time, but by anguish. Thick liquid spread across his tongue. He swallowed excessively to consume every drop. Yeah, I remember this one. This is creepy as hell. Maybe next time. Hope you've enjoyed. Like, subscribe.
Crazy.
Don't have nightmares.
Don't forget.
Bye.
Forget. I must stop.